Hello and welcome to That Was Golf. My name is Calum MacVicar. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode as we recap some of the weekend's golfing highlights. We start this week with the African Amateur Championship that was held at Royal Johannesburg in Johannesburg, South Africa. Winning the men's event was Jack Buchanan, and winning the women's event was Lisa Kuitzer. The third annual African Amateur Championship saw a duo of winners from South Africa. For the men, Jack Buchanan stormed to victory, finishing on a score of 21 under par, 6 shots clear of a trio of players in second place on 15 under. Whilst Buchanan won the title and stole the show across the 4 rounds, JL De Bruyne broke the championship low round record, shooting an outstanding 12 under par in round 4 to climb the rankings to a share of second place. For his win, Buchanan will gain entry to the 154th Open at Royal Birkdale, as well as earning exemptions into the Amateur Championship, the Alfred Dunhill Championship, the Investec South African Open, and the Waterfall City Tournament of Champions. In the women's event, the scoring was much closer, with Lisa Kuitzer shooting even par and finishing 2 shots clear of Stein Larenda in second place. At just 15 years old, Kuitzer shot 3 successive rounds of even par 72 and will earn entries into the Women's Amateur Championship, as well as final qualifying for the AIG Women's Open, Joburg Ladies Open, the Investec South African Women's Open, and the Waterfall City Tournament of Champions. Next over to the LIV Golf Tour, where it was LIV Golf Riyadh, held at Riyadh Golf Club in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Winning the individual event was Elvis Smylie, and the team event was won by Ripper GC. It was a dream debut for young Australian Elvis Smylie as he claimed his first LIV Tour title and helped his new team Ripper GC claim the team trophy. In LIV's first event since they changed to 72 holes from 54, Smylie impressed early on, shooting rounds of 66 6 under and 69 3 under. He then followed this up with bogey-free rounds of 65 7 under and 64 8 under, to finish on 24 under par for the tournament and hold off a huge final day charge from Spaniard Jon Rahm. Rahm's round 4 score of 63 9 under left him just 1 shot short of Smylie, despite it being the lowest round of the tournament. Final top 10 in Riyadh was first place and winning the tournament on 24 under, Elvis Smylie. Solo second on 23 under was Jon Rahm. Solo third on 21 under was Peter Uihlein. Tied fourth on 20 under was Abraham Anser, Thomas Pieters, and David Puig. Solo 7th on 19 under was Thomas Dietrich. Solo 8th on 18 under was Sebastian Munoz. And tied 9th on 17 under was Lucas Herbert, Brandon Grace, and Byung Hun An. We next head to the Corn Ferry Tour, where it was the Astara Golf Championship held at Bogota Country Club, Fundadores course in Bogota, Colombia. Winning here was James Nicholas. Claiming his first victory in his 69th start on the Corn Ferry Tour, James Nicholas came through a mammoth 29 holes of play on Championship Sunday after round 3 was suspended due to inclement weather. Rounds of 68, 65, 66 and 66 brought Nicholas to a total of 19 under par and 2 shots clear of Norman Zhong in second place. Next, over to the Hotel Planner Tour, where it was a co-sanctioned event with the Sunshine Tour, the Circa Cape Town Open, held at Royal Cape Town Golf Club in Cape Town, South Africa. Winning here was Will Enifer. For the second week in a row on the Hotel Planner Tour, the winner was settled via a playoff, with Englishman Will Enifer and South African Henny Otto both finishing the weekend on 14 under par. At the beginning of round 4, Otto and Enifer were 6 and 5 shots back from leader Trevor Fisher Jr., who sat on a score of 16 under. Windy conditions saw Fisher Jr. drop 4 shots, shooting a final round 76 and leaving the door open for the rest of the field. Otto and Enifer both battled hard to finish tied leaders, but ultimately it was the Englishman Enifer who managed to tame the winds, making birdie on the playoff hole to take out his first victory on the Hotel Planner Tour. Next to the DP World Tour, where it was the Qatar Masters, held at Doha Golf Club in Doha, Qatar. Winning here was Patrick Reed. Continuing his blistering start to his DP World Tour season, Patrick Reed was top of the leaderboard for the third successive week. A win in Dubai was followed by a playoff defeat last week in Bahrain, and now a second win in 3 starts in Doha. Reed went wire to wire, finishing with a score of 16 under par, 2 shots ahead of Callum Hill, who also lost in last week's Bahrain playoff with Reed. In his first season after departing the LIV Golf Tour, Reed looks well on track to retain his PGA Tour card via the DP World Tour's top 10 finishers, as he currently sits well out in front, top of the order of merit. Next to the Professional Golf Tour of India, where it was the SECL Chatsuga Golf Championship held at Fairway Golf and Lake Resort in Raipur, India. Winning here was Jhared Hack. Making his debut on the Professional Golf Tour of India after successfully navigating Q School earlier this year, Jhared Hack claimed victory with a 5-shot margin over Anshul Kabtiyal in second place. Hack's final score of 30 under par was highlighted by an excellent final round of 59-10 under par. After a summer of mini tours and then falling short on the DP World Tour and PGA Q Schools last year, Hack's decision to take a chance on the PGTI already looks to be a smart one for a golfer determined not to give up on the game. Over to the Asian Tour, where it was the Philippine Golf Championship held at Wak Wak Golf and Country Club in Mandaluyong City, Manila, the Philippines. Winning here was Woo Young Cho. Taking out a maiden victory on the Asian Tour, Woo Young Cho did so from 2 shots behind round 3 leader Karandeep Kochhar. Cho's final round of 67 under par saw him finish on a total of 11 under par for the tournament and leapfrog Kochhar, who fell back to 4th place with a final round 5 over 77. Over to the MENA Golf Tour, where it was the final event in the Egypt Golf Series held at Madinati Golf Club in Cairo, Egypt. Winning here was Juan Salama. After a runner-up finish in Al Marassi last week, Juan Salama claimed his first win on the MENA Golf Tour. On his way to a score of 17 under par over the 3 rounds and a 3-shot victory over 2 players in tied second, Salama broke the course record at Madinati, shooting a round of 10 under par, which is also his lowest ever professional round. Next up is the PGA Tour of Australasia, where it was the WebEx Players Series Sydney, hosted by Peter O'Malley, held at Castle Hill Country Club in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Winning here was Declan O'Donovan. After a tied 3rd finish last week at the WebEx Players Series Murray River, Declan O'Donovan is now a first-time winner on the Aussie PGA, winning by 5 shots over Brady Watt in second place. 22-year-old O'Donovan, who only turned professional 3 months ago and was making just his 7th start as a pro, put on an incredibly matured performance, shooting rounds of 66, 66, 64 and 67 to reach his total of 25 under. On to the PGA Tour, where it was the Waste Management Phoenix Open, held at TPC Scottsdale Stadium course in Scottsdale, Arizona, USA. Winning here was Chris Gotterup. Chris Gotterup won his 2nd PGA Tour title of 2026 and 4th in his career, with a playoff victory against Hideki Matsuyama. Gotterup, who started the final round on 9 under and 4 shots back of Matsuyama on 13 under, proceeded to set the course alight, shooting a 64-7 under par, finishing on 16 under with Hideki still out on the course. For Matsuyama, who only found 3 of 14 fairways all day in the final round, scoring opportunities did not flow as freely. 2 birdies on the back 9 brought him to 17 under, 1 shot ahead of Gotterup heading to his 72nd hole of play. A tee shot into the bunker on 18 led to a drop shot and a playoff. Hideki's erratic tee shots plagued him once again as he found the water in the first playoff hole, leaving way for Gotterup to make birdie and take the title. And lastly this week we head to the TGL, where it was match 7 between Atlanta Drive and Jupiter Links, held at the SoFi Center in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, USA. Winning here was Jupiter Links. Jupiter Links ended a run of 5 matches without a win by beating last season's winners Atlanta Drive 8-6. After Atlanta won the first 2 points, Jupiter went on a romp of 8 straight points over the next 11 holes. Despite a final hole hammer multiplier of 3 points for Atlanta, Jupiter had done enough to claim their first victory this year on the TGL and get back in the mix for the playoffs. Next up for Atlanta is Boston Common on 24th February, whilst Jupiter look to continue their winning ways, also against Boston Common on March 2nd. And for another week, that was golf. Thank you so much for listening into this episode. Wherever you get your podcasts from, be sure to like, subscribe and share to stay up to date with all future episodes released every Tuesday, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.